Cristiano Ronaldo's life is one of the greatest examples of how determination, hard work, and resilience can turn impossible dreams into reality. Today, he is known as one of the richest athletes in the world, living a life of luxury, driving the fastest cars, and admired by millions of fans across the globe. But his journey to success was far from easy. Behind the fame and fortune is a story of struggle, sacrifice, and an unshakable will to succeed. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on February 5, 1985, in Madeira, Portugal, a small island far from the glamour of the football world. He grew up in a poor family, the youngest of 4 children. His father, José Dinis Aveiro, worked as a gardener and sometimes as a kit man for a local football club, while his mother, Maria Dolores, worked as a cook and cleaner. The family lived in a small house where every day was a struggle to make ends meet. His mother often skipped meals so her children could eat. Life was tough, but Cristiano always had something that kept him moving forward: football. From the time he was little, football was more than just a game to him. It was his escape, his passion, and his dream. He would play on the streets of Madeira for hours, often barefoot, using whatever he could find as a ball. His friends sometimes laughed at him for being so obsessed, but Ronaldo didn't care. He knew what he wanted. At only 8 years old, he joined a local club called Andorinha, where his father helped out as a kit man. Very quickly, people noticed that this boy was special. He was faster, more determined, and more skillful than kids twice his age. By the time he turned 10, Ronaldo had become a local hero in Madeira. Coaches praised his talent, but his fiery personality also stood out. He hated losing. If his team lost or if he missed an opportunity to score, he would cry on the field. Other kids mocked him and called him a crybaby, but in reality, that emotional reaction came from his deep hunger to win. That hunger never left him. At just 12 years old, Ronaldo made the biggest decision of his young life. He left his home, his family, and his island to join Sporting CP's academy in Lisbon. For a boy so young, it was a huge sacrifice. He was alone, far from his mother, in a new city where he didn't know anyone. Nights were especially hard. He often cried himself to sleep, missing his family. But he carried his mother's words in his heart. "Cristiano, be strong. You are our hope." Those words gave him the strength to keep going. Life at the academy was not easy. His strong Madeira accent and skinny frame made him the target of bullying. Some of the older boys teased him, saying he would never make it. But instead of breaking, Ronaldo used their words as fuel. He trained harder than anyone else. While other kids relaxed after practice, Ronaldo kept working, improving his dribbling, strengthening his weaker foot, and building his speed. His focus was so intense that coaches began to see him as a player destined for greatness. At the age of 15, Ronaldo faced one of the darkest moments of his life. Doctors discovered he had a heart condition that caused his heart to beat too fast. If untreated, it could end his career before it even started. For a boy whose entire life was football, it felt like the end of the world. But Cristiano refused to give up. He chose to undergo surgery, and thankfully the operation was successful. Within weeks, he was back on the field, more determined than ever. That experience taught him how fragile life can be and how important it is to give everything while you still have the chance. By 16, Ronaldo was already training with Sporting CP's senior team. His speed, control, and confidence on the ball were extraordinary for his age. Then, in 2003, his big break came. Sporting CP played a friendly match against Manchester United, one of the greatest football clubs in the world. That day, Ronaldo delivered a performance that left everyone stunned. His dribbling was unstoppable, his pace was electric, and he completely dominated the game. The Manchester United players couldn't believe what they were seeing. After the match, Sir Alex Ferguson, United's legendary coach, decided he wanted Ronaldo on his team at any cost. Later that year, at just 18 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo signed with Manchester United, becoming the first Portuguese player in the club's history. But his new life in England came with fresh challenges. He didn't speak English well, the weather was cold and unfamiliar, and the Premier League was tough and physical. Some teammates mocked him, calling him flashy because of his stepovers and tricks. But once again, Ronaldo didn't let the criticism stop him. He doubled down on his training, spending extra hours practicing free kicks, penalties, and improving his strength. Ronaldo's dedication quickly began to pay off. Fans saw glimpses of brilliance in his first season, but he wasn't satisfied. He wanted to be the best. His work ethic was legendary, always the first to arrive at training and the last to leave. While others rested, he worked. While others celebrated, he prepared. He once said, "Talent is nothing without hard work," and he lived by those words every single day. By 2007, Ronaldo had grown into one of Manchester United's most dangerous players. His pace, his skill, and his determination helped the team win the Premier League. The following year, he had one of the best seasons of his career, scoring 42 goals and leading Manchester United to both the Premier League title and the Champions League trophy. At just 23 years old, he won his first Ballon d'Or, officially being recognized as the best football player in the world. But for Cristiano Ronaldo, that was only the beginning. His hunger to improve, to break records, and to push himself beyond limits had only just begun. As at Manchester United had already made him a superstar. But deep inside, he knew his journey was far from complete. He had proven himself in England, but he wanted more. He wanted to be remembered not just as a great player, but as one of the greatest in history. In 2009, after 6 years with United, he made a move that would change his life and the football world forever. Real Madrid, one of the most iconic clubs in history, signed him for a then-record fee of 94 million euros. It was the most expensive transfer ever at the time. And with that price tag came enormous pressure. The day Ronaldo was unveiled at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, more than 80,000 fans filled the stands just to see him hold the famous white jersey. The expectations were sky high. Many wondered if he could live up to the hype. But Cristiano, with his usual confidence and hunger, didn't see it as pressure. He saw it as a challenge. He had one mission: to prove that he could dominate the world stage and make history with Real Madrid. From the very beginning, Ronaldo's impact was extraordinary. His speed, strength, and finishing ability turned him into a goal machine. Every game, he delivered moments of magic. Powerful shots from distance, unstoppable headers, and dazzling dribbles. But what truly separated him from others was his consistency. Season after season, he scored goals at a level football had never seen before. By the end of his first season, he had already established himself as Madrid's superstar. Yet his path wasn't always smooth. In Spain, he faced a new rivalry that would define a generation: Lionel Messi. The Argentine forward, playing for Barcelona, was the only player who could match Ronaldo's brilliance. Every match between Real Madrid and Barcelona, known as El Clásico, became more than just football. It was a battle between two legends, two philosophies, two different kinds of greatness. Fans debated endlessly. Who is better, Ronaldo or Messi? But instead of letting the rivalry distract him, Ronaldo used it as motivation. Every time Messi broke a record, Ronaldo pushed himself harder to break another. In 2014, after years of heartbreak in the Champions League, Ronaldo finally achieved one of his biggest dreams with Real Madrid. The club lifted their 10th European Cup, known as La Decima, and Ronaldo played a huge role in making it happen. That season, he scored an incredible 17 goals in the competition, a record that still stands. In the final against Atletico Madrid, he scored the last goal in extra time, sealing Madrid's victory and collapsing to the ground in tears of joy. It was a moment of redemption and triumph. Over the next few years, Ronaldo became unstoppable. He won 4 more Champions League titles with Real Madrid, bringing his total to 5 overall and cementing his place as the greatest player in the club's history. By the time he left Madrid in 2018, he had scored 450 goals in just 438 matches, an unbelievable record that may never be broken. Every time he stepped on the pitch, fans expected him to score, and most of the time he did. But Ronaldo's journey wasn't just about club football. He also carried the hopes of his country, Portugal. For years, critics said he could never achieve international success, that despite all his club trophies, he would never win anything with his national team. But in 2016, at the European Championship in France, he silenced the doubters. Ronaldo inspired Portugal to their first-ever major international trophy. In the final against France, he was injured in the first half and had to leave the field in tears. But instead of disappearing, he stood on the sidelines, shouting instructions, motivating his teammates like a true leader. Portugal went on to win 1-0, and though he couldn't play the full match, Ronaldo lifted the trophy with his teammates, proving that he could deliver for his country too. It was one of the proudest moments of his career. After nearly a decade of dominance in Spain, Ronaldo decided to take on a new challenge. In 2018, he shocked the world by moving to Juventus in Italy. Many thought his career was winding down, but Ronaldo had other plans. He continued to score goals at an incredible rate, helping Juventus win league titles and breaking records in yet another country. His professionalism and discipline impressed everyone. At an age when most players slow down, Ronaldo seemed to get even stronger. He became a symbol of longevity, showing that with the right mindset and lifestyle, age is just a number. In 2021, Ronaldo returned to Manchester United, the club where his global journey had truly begun. Fans welcomed him back like a hero, and in his very first game, he scored twice, reminding the world that he was still one of the best. Even as the game around him changed, Ronaldo adapted, finding new ways to score and lead his team. Beyond his clubs and international career, Ronaldo built a legacy that goes far beyond football. His name became a global brand. CR7 is not just a footballer, but a businessman, philanthropist, and role model. He has millions of fans across the world who admire not just his skills, but his dedication, his discipline, and his refusal to give up no matter what. He has inspired countless young players who dream of becoming like him, and his story continues to motivate people in every field, not just sports. What makes Ronaldo's story so powerful is not just his trophies or his records, but the lessons behind them. He was not born into wealth. He did not have an easy path. He faced poverty, bullying, family struggles, injuries, and constant criticism. Yet every obstacle only made him stronger. He showed that success is not about where you start, but about how much you are willing to sacrifice and how hard you are willing to work. His life proves that talent alone is never enough. You must combine it with relentless dedication. Today, when people look at Cristiano Ronaldo, they see more than a footballer. They see a symbol of possibility, a boy who came from a small island in Portugal and went on to conquer the world. A man who turned pain into power, setbacks into motivation, and dreams into reality. And even now, after decades at the top, his hunger to win, to improve, and to inspire remains the same. Cristiano Ronaldo's story is not just the story of a football legend. It is the story of human potential. It teaches us that no matter where we come from, no matter how many challenges stand in our way, with belief, discipline, and persistence, we too can create our own destiny. His journey is living proof that greatness is not given, it is earned. And that is why Cristiano Ronaldo will always be remembered, not just as one of the best players in history, but as one of the greatest inspirations the world has ever seen.